well, we are talking with John Bush, formerly of Anthrax and Armoured Saint, and currently with the new band Category 7. I just want to say, John, one of my great guilty pleasures from my record collection is the Armoured Saint, Saints Will Conquer Live EP.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Cool. Well, it's not formally of Armoured Saint. I'm still very entrenched in Armoured Saint world, but formally of Anthrax. Let me just state that for the record. And yeah, Saints Will Conquer. It was a cool record. It was very live, so a lot of mistakes, but it sounded like you would hear Armoured Saint live. That was when we were a 4-piece, so a little different than now, because now we've been a 5-piece back for years. But yeah, it was a great record. It had Dave Pritchard on guitar. And
so you say you're still connected with Armoured Saint in what respect?
Oh, well, we just finished a tour with Queensryche, actually. We just got off the road about a month ago. We were out for about 2 months here in the U.S. and some Canadian dates, and we're going to Europe at the end of next month to do a 4-week tour of some collection of headline shows as well as some festivals. So, and we are writing songs for a new record that hopefully will come out sometime in 25. So,
fantastic.
Very busy.
Fantastic. I mean, Armoured Saint were around you've been around for a long time. And
we have been, yes. I'm 60, so you know, it did take a hiatus, if you will, when I joined Anthrax back in 1992, and then we kind of resumed in the zeros and kind of been back ever since. So,
Nervous Man was sort of a favorite track of mine.
Great song, always fun live to play. Killer riff, yeah, it's an awesome tune. Love that Delirious Nomad record.
All right, so let's go into the present, and you're now with Category 7 as a project. What can the world expect?
They can expect a really powerful, heavy record with some incredible riffs and awesome rhythm and drumming, and some really cool songs, actually. Kind of happened real natural. Phil Demmel, a guitar player, and Mike Orlando were messing around with different ideas for a potential singer, and Phil contacted me because we have a connection through doing some stuff with Metal Allegiance. And, you know, I said, send me some material. So he sent it to me, and I was really impressed. It sounded pretty awesome. And it was just a matter of whether or not I could make something to take it to another level and step further vocally and lyrically. And so I started working on it, and came out great. And once we started writing a couple songs, we gained momentum. And next thing you know, we had enough for a record. So we figured, let's make a record.
So you had a lot of input into the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics are all pretty much mine. Luckily, I feel like I've been haven't had any kind of walls or blocks when it comes to writing lyrics. Thankfully, knock on wood here on my table. But yeah, I still love writing lyrics. I still get a kick out of it, and you know, the main objective for me as a writer is to just try not to repeat myself, because I've written a lot of songs through the years with different bands, and it's, you know, Category 7 is a metal band, and so is Armoured Saint, so is Anthrax, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of just saying, okay, wait, did I use that word, or did I use that kind of melody? And it's pushing yourselves to always use some different words, use different phrasing ideas, different melodies. Always try to make sure you're not repeating yourself. That's my biggest goal, and you know, I did pretty good with that, I think. I'm one of my biggest critics.
So what songs sort of stand out for you on the album?
Well, there's some really cool tunes. I mean, the first 2 videos that have been released are great. Exhausted, which is really, we knew that song was pretty awesome once we finished it. It just has a really huge chorus to it, melody-wise and stuff. The first video I thought was great, In Stitches. It just sounded like the first album track, which it is, and hence it was almost a kind of an afterthought as far as the video, but we ended up doing it at the end, and we're glad we did, because I don't know, I think it just kind of encompasses the way the band is, the general sound of the band. So there's some other great tunes. Land I Used to Love is a really cool tune. White Flags and Bayonets has a really cool theme to it. I don't want to give away too much. I want the people out there to be excited about it.
Well, yeah, I've got the album already. Fantastic.
Oh, you do? Well,
Yes. I got it for free because I'm.
Hey,
That's the benefit.
you're in the know.
That's the benefit of doing radio.
That is the benefit. Absolutely.
It comes with its benefits as well.
Well, what do you think? I'd be more interested to hear what you think.
What do I think? I think it's quite impressive, and it's going to be great live, and it'll be something I'll be spinning on this program quite a bit. And it's good to see that people. All these, you're all veteran musicians, Yeah,
what's cool about it is that it's, obviously everybody is a veteran, been in lots of bands and through the years. However, it does sound fresh and new, and that's I think impressive. It doesn't sound like a bunch of guys who were from the 80s or the 90s or the zeros. It sounds like a current modern band without with the style is very authentic to the guys in the band. It's not something that is a stretch.
Okay, so I'd be interested in, because I tried to be a metal singer many years ago. I had lessons and managed a good Rob Halford doing Breaking the Law. That's about it.
Okay.
Maybe I could have, maybe. It's out there somewhere. Who are the vocalists that have inspired you?
Oh, so many. Well, Rob was one of them. He was incredible, although nobody could really imitate him, or at least I couldn't. I tried. I really love Rob, like on Hellbent for Leather, his bluesier side that I think sometimes is a little missing from the current pre-sound. But that's just me as an old schooler fan. But I love when he sings like "Delivering the Goods," and because he's such a bluesy singer at heart. But incredible vocalist, but if not the best, certainly one of the best. Bon Scott for what he did as far as attitude and uniqueness. Certainly Robert Plant was always a big favorite of mine. I loved old Ozzy back in the Sabbath days. Ronnie James, of course, is incredible. I like guys like Josh Homme and Queens of the Stone Age, and of course Mike Patton is an incredible singer, and Chris Cornell was really amazing. Rest in peace there, Chris. And there's so many.
So you mentioned the blues. Is there any other types of music you'd like to sing besides metal?
Well, I am actually right now. I have a little project called Electric Spaghetti, which is like a blues, country, rock and roll thing. It's like Little Richard meets Steve Earle, and it's really different for me. And it kind of happened right around the same time as Category 7, so it was really cool and kind of simultaneous. And certainly out of my wheelhouse as far as what people would know of me. You hear my voice and just like, okay, that's John Bush. But the music is very different, and it's been great. It's been a lot of fun, and we played a couple shows, and I'd love to release that as a record one day. Just don't know exactly where, but it's something that I desire to do.
What would you be most proud of over your whole career?
I think just being around this long is probably one of the things I'm most proud of, the longevity of it. Still being able to kind of sing at my age and pulling out songs like Rain of Fire and Last Train Home. It's not really easy to do that, especially 30 years later. So I just think, being able to be around, I think is really something I'm probably most proud of. Obviously, various songs through the years and many live shows, but those are kind of fleeting moments. And I think that really just being able to still make music at this point is something I'm real proud of, and do it at a fairly high quality. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Silly question. I mean, you were approached to sing in Metallica many years ago.
I was.
If is that, you're familiar with Man in the High Castle, and is that parallel universe out there where John Bush was the singer of Metallica? And
oh, the show The Man in the High Castle? I never watched that, and I always wanted to.
I just read the book.
Oh, okay. I always wanted to watch that show, and I didn't. And you just reminded me. I'm going to have to put that down somewhere. As I told somebody recently, I just can't imagine James' voice and not being the front man of Metallica. So there would have been a very large gaping hole in the world of heavy metal if James Hetfield wasn't, a front man and the voice of some band, for that matter. Somebody. It just wasn't meant to be. Of course, always flattered, and those guys are amazing. And James has actually said some really very kind words about this project itself. But
he has, I read them the other
recently.
day.
I'm very grateful to him for that. But no, it just was never meant to be. It was always a James to be there, and and heavy metal needed that. So
That's
they
true.
did me some other things.
All right. So you mentioned James. How familiar were you with the guys in Category 7 before the project?
Yeah, I mean, actually, Mike Orlando, I didn't know at all. I never met him actually in the past, so that was cool to kind of get to know him only through music. Really, the first time I met him was months later, so it was kind of funny. We got to know each other through writing songs together, which was unique. Knew Jason a little bit, knew Phil the best, knew Jack a tiny bit. So it was, it was really Phil the guy who I knew the most. So that's cool. It wasn't based on this long history of friendship. It's pretty much the opposite of Saint. Guys in Saint, we've known each other. The four of the five of us known each other since we were like 9 years old. So it's a little different than that. It's cool.
So I suppose I'll have to ask, are you going to come bring the boys to Australia?
Well, I would love to come to Australia with Armoured Saint as well. It's been years. We've only been there once. It's always a great place to play. Always had great shows there with Anthrax. And it's been a long time coming since I've been there. It's always a long journey, of course, but
I know. I've been
I always freak out on all the blue when I'm flying over on the map. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. But not that I'm really afraid of flying or anything, but it's just anyways. But yeah, Australia is great. I really love Perth. It's an awesome city, and it's just a cool place to go, and it's great audiences, and yeah, it's I'm way overdue for coming, I think.
Yeah, I think I've got the Armoured Saint, the tour CD, special for Australia, and I only found it in a CD store and think, what, they toured here? I missed it. Oh dear.
Yeah, we did. We came once with Death Angel, and we played, and I got extremely sick. I mean, I was so ill, I couldn't believe it. And I actually didn't even play the last show in Perth, and the band played without me, and Joey and Jeff kind of traded off trying to sing some songs, and I was like in Perth, like I literally could not get out of bed, and it was pretty bad. It was terrible to be that far from home and be that sick, and it was not a good experience. Luckily, I came back with Anthrax, and we did I think it's called the Soundwaves Festival, and that was when they were kind of in between singers, and so I came and did that. And I was able to play a show in Perth and kind of exercise those demons. I remember the first time I came with Anthrax when we played Perth, that was an amazing show. So anyways, I just have that memory.
All right. Well, thanks for speaking to us.
Thanks so much for the interview.
Fantastic.
And,